Hey, welcome back. It's LuminousStress, where we're always stressed out. And, why should today be any different? I got home, checked the mail, and what do I find? A letter from the Internal Revenue Service. That's right, the IRS is bugging me. Kind of freaked me out because I've already been audited, 2 out of the last 2 years. But hey, not this year. And this time it was just a reminder, to pay my quarterly taxes, which I've actually already done. So I'm not really sure why that came in the mail, but it did, and all of that jazz. So yep, moving on. And today we're standing in front of the beehive that we built, and the reason why is it's ugly from this angle, and I need to start covering this thing up. So how to do it, what to do. Well, we're close enough to town that I came up with a little idea. We're going to build a prospecting shop, and we will sell maps, and we'll have tools, hoes and shovels, things like that. Pickaxes would be more useful than hoes, but whatever. We'll have tools for sale. And yeah, I think it'll fit into the theme. We're on the edge of town. It definitely fits the, old west kind of thing that we got going on. But it's going to hide this side of the beehive. And then, of course, we'll just have to come up with something later on to hide the other side. But, all right. But for now, let me set down some supplies, and I will show you what we got. We've got a lot of dark oak and some deep slate tiles. And the deep slate's actually going to be, the bricks and the tiles are going to be for the floor. And like I said, a lot of dark oak in here. And the reason we're going with so much dark oak is I kind of want it to look like a darker, maybe semi-dilapidated building. It's not going to have a lot of contrast. As we look at some of our other buildings, we've got a lot of, there's the red with the brown highlights. We've got different colors of wood on the rocket farm, obviously the archery range and all that. I mean, we've got some good contrasting colors. This one's going to be all more or less one color. I do have some spruce to put in there, but it's mostly just going to be one ugly building, and that's kind of the point, right? It's on the edge of town. It's the prospectors. It's kind of a scam when you go in there. There's, oh, look at this map. I have a really good deal for you. This mine over here, you get good price, and it's one of those shops. So yeah, it's already on the edge of town, so we're not going to make it look super fancy. But yeah, with that, let's get started. Right, so we're back and we're done, and I like the way this thing turned out. It's mostly the dark oak like we talked about, and yeah, I think that actually works as we walk around the building. We'll flip around and head inside here, but yeah, I like the way it looks. Actually, before we go inside, let's swing around and look at the outside. I really like the way, like I said, it's all dark, and I did that on purpose because, it's a cheesy little mining operation. I need to get some banners and put a sign on the front facade there. I think we'll write prospectors or something along those lines. We could just cut to the chase and go swindlers inside. I don't know. But anyway, we'll figure that out later. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure not all prospectors were swindlers. But, having grown up out west, I remember studying with 49ers in California and the Alaskan Gold Rush and other things like that. And I mean, let's be real. For every one guy that goes out there and makes it big, and they all say it's all hard work and everything else, but it's a lot of the grace of God, and they found the right claim at the right time and that kind of stuff too. And why do I always do that? I always leave a block empty. So we'll plug the hole here. Boom. Anyway, so back here I've got this gate, and I'm sure it seems kind of weird, but it's employees only, right? And I've got this little step up with the taller wall here, and the reason why is so we're going to throw villagers in here. That's why we have some of the cartography tables, so that we can put villagers back here, populate this, and we'll be able to do our map trading. On this wall, I'm going to put a bunch of item frames, and we'll put some wooden tools, some stone tools, and some iron tools, maybe one or two even diamond tools. I don't think we'll put any gold tools on the wall because those are stupid. Somebody will tell me I'm wrong, but that's okay. And then on this back wall, I'm thinking about doing a map and maybe zooming out a factor 2 or factor 3, so it's not like the museum map that's as really big and zoomed in of the area, but we'll get some more other outlying areas. The other thought I had across these beams is to maybe throw, or even back here, is to throw a couple random maps on here. And the way I plan on doing that is I'll fly like 2,000 blocks off somewhere and create a map and stick it up there, so it's not anything from the farm. But yeah, from the inside, we've got a lot of reoccurring themes that we use in other builds. It's all slabs on the roof, but we did do the stairs on the top and the bottom of the windows. And then I'm sure you noticed while we were outside, we did the double pane. So what I did here is a dark pane on the inside because I like the look of it for the, we're trying to keep this a slightly darker. I've got lanterns, but it's not my most lit build. And then on the outside, I've got the white. That gives us really the most contrast on this building. And I like the way it looks, the dark with the light right there. And then I do have this spruce, and my inspiration was when you look on some of the really old buildings back in the day, they would have, and again, I left a little space there. I think I've got a stair where I should have a one of those plank. So yeah, we'll take care of that real quick. Oops. I'm going to have to do this. Okay, I'll figure it out in a minute. Anyway, back in the day, a lot of builds, they'd use this space out front by having a little shed. And so I used the trap door so that it's inlet. I like the way it looks from the outside. Obviously, oops, can see right in there. But, it's for the aesthetics from a distance. And then when you go in here, I've just got a bunch of barrels. So there's nothing in the barrels right now, but they're stacked up, a couple different shapes there. And it's just, that idea of the storage on the front shed. So I kind of like the way all this turned out. I do have some iron, gold, and diamonds, obviously, trying to entice people. Look at the map back here. This is where these things were found. You too can strike it rich if you just give me all of your money and I'll sell you a map. Because, if the map was good, I would totally go there and mine it myself. I mean, I can't go there and mine it myself. Well, I'll sell it to you so you can go mine it. That makes more sense. Yeah, that's better. But anyway, yep, that's the build. I got to put some banners on front, and we're going to have to scooch some villagers down here. So I will work on that. But we've seen that before. No reason to record that. The other project I'm working on, and I've been doing this a bit off camera because, well, it's really boring, is I am working on changing this landscape some more. And we're going to go into free cam. And over here, we built this custom terrain, and it's not as detailed where the animals are. And I did that on purpose because they would stir it up and it would be more of a constant mud. At least that was my theory. But we've put more of these textures and colors in here. We built this custom terrain on the edge of town here, and I'm working on kind of going around the perimeter of the lake. I'm not sure how high I want to go. So I've kind of stopped for now. I'm thinking about filling in this little section, but maybe not going up the walls anymore. Same with that little bit right there. And I don't know how much I want to do over here. I have my mud farm back there. So I thought about coming over here just around this frog building. This frog building's probably going to get moved. We got some frogs in there. And, you know, I might stick that over here. So that's not going to be there permanently. But yeah, that's been working on that off screen. And then to really blend it, I'm trying to change the under part too. So down here you can see the original terrain, but behind me I've started turning it into mud. So a fast way of doing this is you have to just lay the dirt. There's really no way around that. But then you can take a bottle. Okay, but after placing the dirt, you can take a bottle and you can right click and just hold the right click down and convert all of the mud really, really quick. So yeah, I'm working on that as well. And hopefully, I think I need to go get some more dirt before I continue on that. But hopefully we'll continue to work on that again. That's kind of one of those off-screen projects. And yeah, that's it in this area for now. I do want to show you something else I built. And let me fly there, and then I'll turn the recording back on. Okay, on the other side of this portal, I'm guessing you're going to be able to tell what I got, right? I built a resin farm, and this is just as my farming district, I guess. Yeah, we got a gold farm up there. It's not very good, but it meets my needs. But anyway, in here, we've got a resin farm. And again, you know, I'm not the best redstoner in the world. So this is also a creeper farm. But that's, anyway, you've seen a million of those. This is an area where basically I've got the creekin spawning in on both sides. And then it washes them down here to where I can whack them with a sword or whatever, which turns all of that, you know, it's the basic operation here. And let me get up in here. Oh, I gotta do it over here. And I've actually got this extended all the way back here to where it is building quite a bit. And we just have a simple etho hopper clock here. Lost my words there. Yeah, so we just have a simple etho hopper clock back here that is switching this redstone back and forth. And when it does it, you'll see these pulls, and it's pushing these back and forth. So that at nighttime, when we have all of these guys, as you can see, they spawn and then they get washed down yonder, and I can sit here with a sword and play whack-a-mole. And I haven't really shown you guys this. I built this the first week that this was an option, and I don't say that out of pride or anything else. This is probably the ugliest looking farm that was ever made in Minecraft, but I show you just because, like, you know, hey, if I can figure this stuff out, you know, I'm thinking maybe there's a lot of other people that can well. But you know, so often when I search, when I'm trying to do like a gold farm, or I want like the first time I built a frog lamp farm or something like that, everybody's all about all these massive efficiencies, and you know, this farm does 1 billion objects in an hour, and yada yada yada, and you know, all that jazz. And I mean, okay, so I don't know a ton. I built this little farm, and again, not trying to brag, but if I sit here for one night, these top 3 rows will be completely full in just one night. So yeah, give it a shot. It's not super complicated redstone. It's just like I said, the etho clock that it pulses every few seconds, and it just shifts the trees back there. You'll see, knocking the resin off of them, and then of course it just falls into a collection system, and most of that's this water here. Nothing too fancy. Okay, now that it's daytime again, it's not the best collection system. You can see I've got pieces that are popping out, but again, I mean, I just show this to say, you know, it doesn't have to be the most efficient farm when you build a farm. And I mean, I'll go into free cam here. I mean, this is not the prettiest redstone in the world. Matter of fact, it's kind of ugly, but man, it does the job. And I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to encourage you to give this a shot if you've never done any of this before, and just play with it and see what you can do. You know, I like watching like Mumbo Jumbo and Tango Tech and, you know, all of those guys that are just amazing redstoners. And, you know, I don't know. I don't hold anything to those guys. I don't claim to. I don't even know that I want to. I just have too much fun playing to worry about all that. But, you know, play with this, see what you can do. These two switches here are literally, they just flip those 4 droppers back there that are picking up and placing water. And again, if I leave this off, it sits there and they cycle on the hopper clock. And if I turn them on, then there's a signal all the time and they will stop cycling. So you can see they're both off right now, and even when those logs shift back there, neither one switches. So I just did that in case I didn't want these running. I pretty much leave them off all the time and let them do their thing. But yeah, just a simple farm, nice collection system there. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. I show this to you knowing it looks ugly, just to say, give it a shot, see what you can do. There are YouTube videos out there that'll make you the most efficient thing in the world, but I have found playing with it and just exploring and experimenting is so much more fun to figure it out, and it's really exciting when you finally do make it work on your own. So yeah, again, not the best farm builder in the world. A lot of times I do follow tutorials, but I built that one purely from scratch, and that's why it looks so hideous, but man, it works. And we are trying to figure out ways to use the resin more. So I might be dropping some of it on the ground here. Again, we've got okay, I went and got some resin. So I'm thinking about just, you know, it adds a little, I'm not sure how much I want to put, how much and where we want to use it exactly. Maybe not there, but, you know, it looks really good coming off the bricks and stuff. And just trying to blend all this in. And I've also been thinking about maybe putting it on the tree. The problem I have with putting it on the trees are that stands out quite a bit. And I was thinking like it'd be cool if I could make it look like it was an orange tree. And not making that work right now. I've played with it in creative mode. I tried literally covering every single that looked hideous. But we'll play with that some more. We'll see. I haven't really decided there. But yeah, the last thing I want to do today is take a little flight, and I've been chatting with Monkey Sea-Doo and Discord and a little bit on YouTube, and he has been working on some stuff over on his base, and I have not been over there for a little bit, as you can see here. So yeah, let's fly over here, and I always love these trees, but let's fly over here and check out some of the work he's been doing in his base. We toured Explorer Redburns last week, so yeah, ooh, look at that. He captured a wandering trader. No, I don't think he did that on purpose. Is there anything in here I can't live without? All right, I've got emeralds, dude. Check it out. Hey, come back here. Well, that didn't work out good. Okay, apparently this place is a death trap. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's start here because I fell down and had to fly out just a minute ago. And this time, I honestly don't know what we're building down here. Some kind of jail? I'm going to have to ask him what this is, but it looks neat, whatever it is. It's very repeatable, very symmetrical. Almost looks like a cell to me. I don't know if he's going to put something specific down here or what. I don't see any signs, but it looks cool. So yeah, if you're not watching Monkey Sea-Doo, you might follow him. He does a lot of things on Twitch. And yeah, the stairs are a little harder to climb up than I would like to admit. But then again, that could just be me. But I do like the architecture of all this. It looks really cool. Good use of the frog lights and everything. Yeah, that's neat. And then, of course, we got some lumber. A lot of this we have actually seen before. Let's see what else. That flag's new. I think a lot of the work he's been doing lately has been underground. Oh, I should have brought some marshmallows. We could have had a s'more. Yeah, I'm diabetic. I'm not supposed to have chocolate. Oh, well. Yeah, he's got a lot more of the little details in his base than I do. Check out that. Oh, that's cool. I like the hat. Let's do an aerial tour real quick. Looks like he's been cleaning out some more over here. The bridge is in. I still love that boat over there. So, yeah, pretty good looking base area. He's got a lot more of the finer details than I have on my base right now. Just haven't gotten around to it, you know. Yeah, but I think it looks cool. I like his builds. Again, if you're not following him, he's on Twitch a lot. I know he does some other games as well. I feel like there's a story behind this that couldn't possibly have generated that way. Hey, I'm back. I've been putting something off for a little bit. We made a decision about 2 weeks ago, and that decision is that we're going to shut this server down. And so this is my last recording on the Minecraft trail. I'm kind of a little disappointed about that, but basically over half the people that started off with us decided that they don't want to do this anymore, and at least not on this server. And you know, that happens. Life changes. And so I had a bunch of plans for things I kind of wanted to do on this server. I started doing some more terraforming in the lake. If we jump in here, you'll see I've been working on converting a lot of this to mud, and my intention was to go all the way around, eventually do the bottom, completely change this this zone. And I guess I won't get to do any of that, although I mean, I might download the map and keep it on my computer and still play periodically, but won't exactly be the same. And so yeah, this is it. This is the last time that I will be logged on to this server. Matter of fact, it's getting shut off here in just a few minutes. But I kind of wanted to log on one more time and just run around and look. You know, we did a lot. Built a little homestead here. We got a nice little museum back there. I never did get to finish that. And you know, we did a lot of work in town. A lot of things that were new, some new building styles I had not previously tried. This terraforming project, which if I zoom out here with FreeCam, you either love or you hate. And I like it from a distance. It looks kind of weird when you're right up in it running around. But yeah, we from this build here, which was one of our first major builds, which I really liked. Then we got some others in here where, man, I tried with these bricks, and I'm still not 100% sure what I think about that. This brick building definitely failed. We had a rocket shop. We got a frog farm back there, or frog lamp farm, not farm, shop. Our trading shop. I guess that was our actual first real build. This shop back here did a lot of things that I'm really happy with. I'm really proud of the way some of these builds turned out. Others maybe not as much. But yeah, this is it. This is the last trip through town. I was hoping to do a lot more down here as we got our shop on the edge of town here that we just finished in this episode. In fact, it was actually a couple weeks ago now for me, but yeah, I've had a hard time getting motivated to log on and actually work on this last video. It's like I said, it's a little sad to me to shut it down, but I understand. Life's a journey and people move on, and with that, we're gonna move on too. Life is a journey, so that's going to be the next project we have, is going to be the journey. So I have another server that I am a part of. It is me and my wife and my kids, and it's a family server, and Nobody ever records anything on it. At least nobody ever has. And we reset it about once every, I don't know, year to 2 years. And we just reset it. And our theme the last go around was, so our theme the last time or go around was a tragic ending. And we all kind of had these dark bases that were, tragic. And it was fun. It was crazy. This time around, we don't really have a theme. We're just calling it the journey, as we're all in different places in our lives, right? Some of my kids are really small. Some are adults, ironically enough, which just seems impossible to say, but it is so true. And so, yeah, life is a journey. As we enter our different seasons, we say goodbye and we say hello. And so I'm going to say goodbye to this server. We're going to say hello to another one. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. Like I said, this has been challenging. I've been thinking about what did I want to say and how did I word this. And like I said, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little sad to see this go. This was my first attempt at recording videos, and I learned a lot of things. I've changed some of my techniques, both in building and recording style and everything in between. But yeah, now we're going to continue on that journey. We're going to continue down that path, and it's going to be a completely different world from what we're looking at here. This is a Badlands and Mesa mostly around us, and we're going to be moving into a map that has many different features. And so, yeah, with that, I think as a final farewell, we'll take a dive into the lake. And we will, for the last time, sink down and say goodbye by walking into the portal. And we'll see how we come out on the other side.